Hey guys, today I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on some kettlebell basics. So I might go through these exercises in a little bit more detail later on in separate videos, but I just want to make this quick reference so when you're doing my workouts and you guys are struggling with a particular exercise, you've got a quick guide to refer to. We're going to put the kettlebell directly between our feet and you are about shoulder width stance. Toes pointing just slightly out, okay? This is going to be the standard deadlift. We're going to come down into a squat, all right? You're leaning forward slightly and your knees are coming forward slightly. As we come up, we make sure we open the hips at the top and we bring the kettlebell all the way down to the floor, okay? All the way up, squeezing the glutes and the quads and all the way back down. So this is the standard deadlift. You will hear variations such as the stiff-legged deadlift or the Romanian deadlift. So on the stiff-legged deadlift, I normally bring my feet in a little bit closer. And this exercise here, we're trying to target the hamstrings a little bit more. Now we're still going all the way down to the floor, but we are not squatting the weight anymore. So, slight bend in the knees, back always straight, okay? We're gonna bring it up and bring it down between the feet. If you are doing it right, you will feel a big stretch through those hamstrings. Now, the Romanian deadlift, it's very similar to this one. However, we no longer bring the weight all the way down each time. We are really just focusing on getting a really, really good hamstring stretch. So once again, between your feet, we bring it up, open the hips, and somewhere around the ankles, feeling a big stretch through your hamstrings, and your lower leg stays nice and vertical, okay? So no forward knee movement. Now that we've done the deadlifts, I will explain the difference between a hinge and a squat. So on a standard squat, once again, we're standing about shoulder width. You want your toes slightly out. This will vary a little bit from person to person and what's comfortable for you. You will come all the way down. As you notice, the knees will move forward and you're trying to get to at least 90 degrees. Hopefully you can get a little bit lower. You can work on that over time. And we're coming back up. Your knees are always tracking your toes. On a hinge, however, think about folding at the hips, sticking that butt out backwards, back straight, feeling a stretch through the hamstrings, coming back up, opening the hips, okay? So that's the difference. This brings us to the swing. On a swing, you want to be around shoulder width. You will notice a pattern here. So you're going to bring the kettlebell back, nice and close, okay? No gap, almost feeling like the kettlebell is going to flip up and hit your butt on the way back. Don't worry, you won't get hurt. Now, as you come up from the hinge, you will open the hips, squeeze the quads, squeeze the glutes. Fold the arms, okay? At the top, you will notice that because you're generating so much power through the hips, your arms will just naturally loosen up a little bit at the top. That is completely fine. You see people doing kettlebell strength with super straight arms. I don't think you need to, okay? In fact, I think it detracts from the actual movement. The main thing you got to think about, tension as you're at the bottom, tension coming up, and naturally the kettlebell will get a little bit lighter towards the top. As you come down again, you tense up everything, core, and you're powering through the hips again, getting to the top. Now, let's demonstrate. You want to go to about 10 4 o'clock position, okay? So am I facing the right way? It's probably going to be reversed in the camera, but you know what I'm talking about. Clock position 10 and 4, roughly just a little bit deeper than 45 degrees. All right. So we're only bringing the kettlebell up to about shoulder height, and you guys want to make sure you pick a point somewhere in front of you on a 45-ish degree angle, looking sort of at the ground. Otherwise, you'll end up wobbling your head around and that might not be so comfortable. Okay, now that we've done the swing, we're going to move on to a goblet squat. On a goblet squat, guys, you've got two ways to hold the kettlebell. If you've got a standard hard style kettlebell like this with the curved handles, my favorite way to hold it is just to grab it with two hands and catch it on the sides by the horns, okay? Like this, nice and close to your chest. Now, if you have a competition style kettlebell and it's got straight handles, this will be a little bit more uncomfortable because you will have to turn your wrists and you'll have to squish the kettlebell harder in order to hold it up. These hardstyle kettlebells are designed so you can keep your wrists nice and straight as you hold the kettlebell up. On the competition style, you will pick the kettlebell up and we're going to grab it with two hands just like this. Okay, nice and close to your body, and as you're coming down, just put it over to one side, grab the handle and bring the kettlebell down. Super easy, okay? Okay guys, technique time. On the goblet squat, like I said, nice and close to your chest, elbows tucked in, okay? And you want to make sure your knees travel out, tracking your toes. As you come down, your elbows will go just between your knees so you can get a little bit deeper, and then you can come back up. From the side, you want to make sure that your back is nice and straight as you come down, okay? Super deep, and coming back up. When you park your kettlebell, always come back and land it safely in front of you. Now, because we're holding the kettlebell in the front, your core, your abs will have to do a lot of work to stabilize you and hold you up there, okay? So you're going to get a really good workout here as well. All right, kettlebell clean time. Now, this is the one that's probably the hardest for people to initially get, but once you have this, it opens you up to so many exercises. So you can either clean the kettlebell from a dead position between your feet, or slightly easier in front of you in the triangle position we always talk about. This way you get to initiate a little bit of a swing as you bring it up. Now, the main thing to remember on a kettlebell clean is that you want to keep your elbow tucked to your side as if you're holding something under it, okay? So it is essentially an elbow swing. You bring the kettlebell up like this, okay? So all we have to do, thumb back as you bring it back, bring it up into an elbow swing, and turn your wrist. The kettlebell will nicely land in this triangular area right here. And you want to be in this nice safe position, keeping it inside your body, fist just under the chin. Okay, let's do it from one side and I'll show you the other. All right, bringing it back, nice and soft. Wrist sits just like this, nice and straight, and on an angle through the corner of the handle, okay? Now, let's do it again on this side. Again, landing the kettlebell in front of us. Okay. Thumb back, elbow swing, and turn your wrist. Nice and safe. Easy. Practice it. Lastly, we're going to learn how to push press. Because you most likely only have one or two kettlebells at home, most people will only have one, the weight you use for your squats, deadlifts, etc. might be slightly heavy for strict pressing. So, in order to help ourselves out a little bit, we're going to do the push press. In order to do the push press, first we have to clean the kettlebell. So let's clean it first. Nice and tucked inside your body. Now from here, guys, all we're gonna do is dip and push up at the same time. So you're gonna come down just slightly. It's not a squat. You're just getting a little bit of power, momentum to help the weight up, okay? So we're using your legs a lot. Overhead, nice and straight, shoulder packed, okay? And make sure you come down, keeping the kettlebell inside your body, okay? We don't want to be pressing out too far, especially we don't want to be coming out here. This is a very vulnerable position for the shoulder to be in. So never end here, never press from here. Always start nice and safe, pushing up, bringing it down. Now, at a later stage, we'll learn how to do the strict press. It's basically the same thing without using the legs. Now, if you want to get the most efficiency out of the push press, then the way we would be doing it is As soon as you clean, you dip and you go straight up. So that way you are using the momentum, the energy in the right places. All right guys, I hope this quick guide helped. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments and I'll try and answer them the best I can. See you guys later.